Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, so today we are tearing into the June 24th Daily Tech Reader, and honestly, if you've even glanced at the news today, you know it's an absolute avalanche of global developments. I mean, from high-stakes international negotiations to massive, groundbreaking shifts in technology, it can feel a little overwhelming to process, right? But hey, that is exactly why we're here. We're going to synthesize all of this information, cut straight through the noise, and look at the actual data to see exactly how these global narratives are weaving together right now.
To kick things off, let me ask you something. What exactly connects U.S. diplomacy, hyperscale data centers, and the World Cup? On the surface, absolutely nothing, right? Sounds like a setup to a weird joke. But as we analyze today's source material, this fascinating ripple effect narrative really starts to emerge. In our hyper-connected world, an event in a closed-door diplomatic boardroom instantly impacts global energy markets, which in turn shapes technology investments, which ultimately trickles all the way down to the media we consume and the way we literally do our jobs.
All right, let's dive into this. We're tracking 5 macro themes today. 1. Global diplomacy and security. 2. The AI infrastructure boom. 3. Markets, energy, and economics. 4. Science, space, and health. And 5. Workforce and culture. Starting with Section 1, Global Diplomacy and Security. Let's look at the highest-stakes international developments anchoring global stability right now.
When mapping out the world's major geopolitical flashpoints, the U.S.-Iran diplomatic relationship is really taking center stage. Negotiators are actually reporting real progress toward a framework agreement, with the White House emphasizing diplomacy and Qatar stepping up as a crucial intermediary. Meanwhile, shifting our focus over to Eastern Europe, we're seeing a very different reality. Ukraine is intensifying drone operations, and cross-border attacks with Russia are continuing. And right in the middle of these intense diplomatic and military tensions, you have the Strait of Hormuz. Shipping traffic there is under very, very close watch, a stark reminder of just how sensitive our global trade routes are to these exact kinds of geopolitical developments.
But while those major international anchors are shifting around, we're simultaneously seeing this compounding complexity on the domestic and allied fronts. The sources report ongoing congressional debates over defense and spending priorities, while border and immigration policy remains a massive, highly focused political issue here in the U.S. And over in Europe, it's not just geopolitical tension either. A severe heat wave is actively disrupting transportation networks, all while NATO closely monitors evolving European security conditions. Talk about spinning plates. Global leaders are literally juggling immense physical and political challenges all at once.
And that baseline of global stability is the bedrock for Section 2, the AI infrastructure boom. Let's pivot from physical borders straight to the technological frontier.
This brilliantly illustrates that AI is no longer just a theoretical buzzword, folks. It is actively reshaping reality. Our data shows hyperscalers are aggressively moving AI deeper into everyday enterprise environments, and Microsoft is notably leading the charge here. I mean, we're seeing AI agents actually moving into live production pipelines. Multimodal AI is becoming the standard across major platforms, and AI coding assistants are fundamentally reshaping how software development even happens. It's a massive, rapid expansion, and it's happening right now.
But there is a serious tension brewing in the market. On one hand, you have this unbridled momentum. Hyperscalers are accelerating data center construction and pouring just massive capital into infrastructure. It's the dominant theme in the industry. But on the other hand, you have intense investor scrutiny. Investors are actively reassessing major technology valuations. They are scrutinizing AI profitability metrics and demanding measurable returns on investment. The tech world is essentially caught in this tug-of-war between spending billions to build the future and investors asking, okay, but when does it actually pay off?
That tension leads us perfectly into Section 3, Markets, Energy, and Economics. Because this massive tech expansion isn't just software happening in the cloud, it is violently colliding with our physical and economic realities.
The absolutely crucial point to understand here is this cascading AI energy drain. You simply cannot build hyperscale infrastructure without massive, massive power. The source material draws a direct line here. Data center construction is accelerating, which is directly driving rising electricity demand forecasts. This is forcing utilities to scramble and prepare for long-term power growth. And the result of all that? A literal physical transformation of our energy grid. We are seeing nuclear energy and renewable investments gaining serious policy support just to feed this digital boom. At its core, the AI revolution is fundamentally an energy challenge.
And all this heavy capital expenditure requires a very delicate balancing act. The Federal Reserve is maintaining a cautious outlook on inflation right now.
As our sources note, while September rate cut expectations remain firmly in focus for markets, Treasury yields are staying elevated. The broader economy is watching very closely as global markets assess these growth expectations alongside all the incredible physical building happening out there.
Which brings us to an incredibly important shift you need to understand today: usage-based AI pricing. Why is this specific model gaining so much traction? Well, it goes right back to those anxious investors we just talked about. As enterprise customers and businesses face immense pressure to prove AI profitability, they are demanding clearer cost structures. They only want to pay based on their actual AI consumption. It's a direct market reaction to the tension between those massive AI infrastructure costs and the absolute necessity of delivering measurable ROI.
Let's see how this capital translates into Section 4, Science, Space, and Health. This is where the fusion of major capital and new AI tools is rapidly accelerating human discovery.
The milestones we're seeing here are just staggering. Up in orbit, SpaceX remains at the absolute center of commercial financing, while NASA is steadily prepping for the moon. But look back down on Earth for a second. Fusion energy startups are attracting continuous massive funding. Astronomy research is yielding entirely new exoplanet discoveries, and investments in quantum computing and advanced materials are holding remarkably steady. The big takeaway here is the sheer volume of strong commercial and institutional investment actively pushing the absolute boundaries of human knowledge today. It's wild.
And nowhere is that acceleration more evident or more important than in healthcare. AI is actively converging with biotech to reshape the entire medical life cycle. Step 1. We're seeing AI-assisted diagnostics gaining much broader adoption on the front lines. Step 2. In the lab, AI is actively shortening drug development timelines, which helps pharmaceutical pipelines expand faster than ever before. And Step 3. This all funnels into precision medicine and genomics, significantly advancing personalized patient treatment options. AI isn't just generating text emails anymore, folks. It is becoming a foundational tool in actually saving human lives.
Finally, let's bring the narrative down to the human level with Section 5, Workforce and Culture. How do these huge geopolitical, economic, and technological forces actually impact our daily lives?
When we look at the immediate reality of the knowledge work landscape, employers have a massive hyper-focus on AI-assisted productivity gains. Every company wants to know how AI can make their teams faster. Interestingly, hybrid work models are finally starting to stabilize. But there are challenges for sure. There is a persistent shortage in cybersecurity talent, which makes absolute sense given the massive digital expansion we just discussed. Because of all this shifting technology, skills-based hiring is gaining serious momentum, and corporate upskilling is now a top priority. While the debate over AI's long-term employment impact continues to rage on, in the short term, companies are just scrambling to train the workers they already have.
And outside of work, human experiential culture is absolutely booming despite the economic cautions and technological shifts. World Cup storylines are completely dominating global conversations right now. The summer movie season is entering a pivotal week. Streaming platforms are fiercely competing, and live entertainment attendance remains incredibly healthy. Interestingly, while the creator economy shows really strong growth, there's an ongoing major debate about AI's role in creative industries, especially in Hollywood and the music biz. It's a fascinating paradox, really. We are seeking out live, human experiences more than ever, right as we're trying to figure out exactly where the machine fits into all of it.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought today. We've seen the ripple effect in action. A diplomatic breakthrough in the Middle East impacts oil, which impacts the economy, while hyperscale data centers drain our power grids to train the AI that is currently rewriting drug discovery and creative industries. So the question is, as AI physically reshapes our energy grid and geopolitics actively dictates our market stability, are we truly prepared for a fully interconnected future? It is a lot to process. Thanks so much for exploring the ripple effect with us on The Explainer today. Keep questioning how the pieces fit together, and we'll see you next time.